Hello friends, my name is Evelyn Joy and welcome back to my channel. I want to show you some updates about what's going on with my garden. Right now, I just finished 3 classes and the feedbacks, so it's early in the morning. It is almost 8 a.m., not quite. It is 73 degrees outside and today it will get up to 90 degrees. So since I didn't get the chance to water my garden last night, I'm gonna water it this morning. A great time to water your garden is when the sun is not beating down on it. So let's check out my garden and then I'll water it. So a lot of things from the garden I'm learning for the very first time, and some of it I'm learning trial and error. One of the things I learned is that when you put just one stick up in a pot, it tends to lean over after just about a day. So what I decided to do was take groups of 4 and put my poles together. I actually took the sticks out. Some of them I was experimenting to see if a stick would be better, which by itself it was for a shorter plant, but as my plants grew taller, a stick just wasn't good enough. So these bamboo poles are awesome because I took groups of 4 and I tied them together at the top, making sort of a teepee. And so now they won't lean and fall over because they lean on each other and they're tied together. Another thing that's exciting to see is how strawberries multiply. Let me show you. This is my strawberry plant. Let's call this one the mama. It started off right here and it has sprouted off. You see this right here? It sprouted off and it made a baby over here. Sprouted off and it made another baby. Look at that baby. I can lift it up. I can push it down. I can bury it so that it can grow another plant right here. I can even cut it off and plant it in a different pot if I want to. Here's another mama plant right here, strawberry that I planted, and it sprouted off. And yesterday I sort of started to bury some of these little babies that it's making strawberry plants. So just, you want to kind of bury that. It's got another baby coming over here. Let me lift that one up. Oh, it's coming through. Let's pull it through so it doesn't have a problem. Here we go. Let's bring our baby over here. Our baby needs to grow. So we don't want it to be in the shade or over by the edge because it won't have enough dirt and water. So again, I can plant these in a separate container if I want to. For right now I won't though. Yesterday I did a lot of weeding and I still have some more weeds coming up, I see. Okay. Oh, this one's got a couple bites out of it. Here's another mama plant. This one is actually a raspberry. I think, no, this one's my raspberry. I think this one's another strawberry, I believe. I could be wrong. I think it's a strawberry. But see how the leaves look different. So I think maybe it's a raspberry. I'll have to look back. I've got berries in here. Yeah, this looks different than the strawberry. I think it's a raspberry. So the raspberry also is putting some babies out there. So that's super exciting. Make some babies, mama. This one's just the beginning. Oh, we can see what it looks like when it barely starts to begin. Isn't that so exciting how they send out these shoots and they make these little baby plants. And I'm pretty sure this one might be a blackberry. I'm not sure. This one's another berry plant. that I thought was dying. It seems a branch of it was dying and then it was doing well. Over here, because we put this fence in, 2 plants died because they did not have enough sunlight. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm thankful that these plants haven't died because I've noticed that this side of the house starts to get shade in the late afternoon. So these plants don't get as much sunlight as these ones do. And also I noticed that because of this, my plants that I had in pots along here were dying. So I cannot put any plants further over because of the fence. So over here, I want to talk to you about some of my plants. This, I was told I was buying a cucumber, and it's not a cucumber. That's a jalapeno. Apparently I'm growing jalapeno. At least it was just like 75 cents for the plant, right? So I have some, you know, sometimes you find out you got something different than you thought. This is a cauliflower plant. This is eggplant, eggplant, eggplant. That is, I'm very, very excited. Oh, it even has a little flower on it. You can't see it, but it's over here. Got a flower. This is cantaloupe. Very excited about this cantaloupe plant because I've had a lot of failed cantaloupes and watermelons. I need to get some more watermelon seeds going because all of them failed me. This is a cauliflower. This is a strawberry. So exciting because that one I thought had died and it sprouted back to life. This is also a strawberry that had died and sprouted back to life. Got too much water from the rain. This one is, I believe, a bell pepper, cauliflower, also bell pepper. This is a cauliflower that's not doing so well, but it's still alive. So don't give up on your plants until they're fully dead, because look, there's a brand new little alive leaves sprouting up. So we have dead leaves that are coming off, but there's new leaves coming in. So don't give up on your plants right away. Over here, these potato plants, when I planted them, I was surprised how quickly they sprouted up. But then when I later planted new potato plants over here, they haven't sprouted up yet. The difference is when I planted these, there was a heavy rain right after. And we haven't yet had any rain since I planted these potatoes. I've been watering it, but I don't feel that it's the same thing. And as you can see, I've been weeding, but I need to weed some more in here. So that's what's up with my potato plants. Let's go and check out, oh, let's look at my blueberries. These I was really worried about. I was weeding in here some. I'm not sure what this is, but I kind of don't want to kill it yet because it looks like something. Is that blueberry? I don't know. I'm keeping that for now because it looks like it's something. This, I'm not sure. This is my blueberry plant. Okay, this is some clovers. I might just pull the clovers out because I know what that is. So I'm a little bit confused what some of those plants are. So I didn't want to pull them up right away because look, this looks like it's a baby of this over here. Is this my blueberry plant or not? I'm so confused. I'm not killing it right away. I think this is my blueberry plant. I don't know. I don't want to kill anything right away because I'm not so sure. So this is a blueberry plant. This is a blueberry plant. So my blueberry plants are growing real slow. And then I bought a big blueberry plant. And it needs more space for its roots. So I'm planning on planting in the ground sometime this week. These are some of my tomato plants that I now regret burying them in. I'm putting them in such small pots. I wish I had put them in buckets, but live and learn. I don't think I want to transplant them. I also regret planting them so close to the side, but I was thinking I wanted them propped up on the gate, but now I know I can put it in the middle and I can still tie it to the gate as it grows. This is a chocolate mint, and this is a lemon balm, and look at that, it has a little buds on it. These carrots, I'm going to be pleasantly surprised if it becomes anything, because these carrots are something that's still alive from my inside seedling experiments when I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And this container does not have drilled holes in it at all, so I have to make sure it doesn't fill up with rain. And there's not enough dirt and the seeds are too close together, so this is an experiment on how to grow carrots, and later I'll grow some better in the ground. I'm brand new at this stuff. Now let's head over and see my squash. How can it be that I grew this? I mean, God did it, but how can it be that me, a beginner gardener, grew something this amazing? This was started from a couple of seedlings I grew inside and 3 or 4 starter plants I bought at the store that were so itty bitty. Look how huge and massive this is. Even more exciting is the beginning of some squash. Let's check it out. So looking at this, it doesn't look like I have any squash growing, but you have to look below the surface. How gorgeous is that flower? It's so beautiful. This flower is beautiful too. Oh my goodness. These flowers wither and fade really quickly. Look, when you see this ball right here, that's the beginning of, I believe that's the beginning of a squash. That's where the squash begins to grow. So here we have one down here. We have some over here. We have quite a few. So wow, here's the beginning of some more buds. Here's the beginning of some more squash. It's super, super exciting. It's another one of those gorgeous flowers. I don't want to touch it because I don't want to break it. Look at that. That's the beginning of a bunch. Wow. Wow. So this one over here is starting to have some little buds and stuff. Over here we've got some buds beginning. Oh, a bunch of buds beginning. Wow. Look at that. That's got a bunch in there too. Just starting. Oh, in there you can see. There you go. Now let's talk about the sizes of the leaves. My squash right here is ranging in size, partly because of shade, partly because some of them are straight up growing from almost dead seedling plants. So some of them had a head start as already hardened outdoor starter plants, right? And they're all different types of squash as well. I have the majority of them, I think, are like spaghetti squash, but I also have a zucchini in there, and I have like some yellow long neck squash and some mystery that my kids dumped in a pot and I planted it outside, and so we'll see what comes up. I think it's a yellow squash probably. So it's gonna be so exciting when the squash starts popping up. The reason I planted squash is because this is something that I can make meals out of. I was thinking, if we have an economic crisis and I want to plant food and grow it, what can I make a meal out of? Like a strawberry doesn't make a meal, but if I have a spaghetti squash, I can make a whole meal for my family out of just one, and it can be the base of a whole meal. So this is really exciting. One person asked me, if you have extra and too much, what are you going to do? Having too much food is not a problem, especially in economic crisis. I can share with neighbors, I can share with friends, I can share with the food pantry, right? So extra food, not a problem. Now I want to talk to you person to person. Yesterday was a very stressful day, okay? And just being able to finish my classes early, my kids are still asleep, come out here, the birds are chirping, the sun's not hot quite yet, it's 73 degrees, it's beautiful. Just being able to check out my plants, see them grow and water them, it's therapeutic. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in our world right now. It's filling up my brain. I want to be a more patient mom. I get exhausted, I get worn out, my patience runs out. I have to distance myself from my kids if I feel I'm getting angry. And this is just a moment to just breathe in nature. My friend Danny says I don't have control over the government and all of that, but I have control over my plants. And I was like, I don't feel like I have control over my plants. But it is amazing. She's more experienced than me. It is amazing to watch actual success when you expect failure. Yes, I've had some plants dying, but I've also had some that are growing and gonna produce some squash and some fruit, and it's exciting. It's nice to have something positive that is different than everything else. I think of the serenity prayer. God, help me to accept the things I cannot change. God, give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the strength to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And so when we had this whole quarantine and everything going on, I said, what can I do? I'm just one person. I just want to turn this into a positive experience for my kids. So I started a garden, started with seeds inside. We had a fence built. I bought a swing and a porch swing. I built a puppet stage out of scrap wood. I built a dollhouse out of scrap wood. I've just been spending quarantine trying to turn it into something positive. And now with social unrest that's going on in our country and everything, I'm thankful that my home is an oasis. I can't take my kids anywhere fun right now. Even though parks have opened back up, the virus is still out there. So I'm thankful that we have our yard and that we can play outside and water plants. And I'm just this morning, excuse me, I'm allergic to pollen. This morning I'm so thankful for just my garden, and I hope you're having a lovely day. Thanks for watching. Bye.